Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to my Robinhood portfolio. As always, want to thank you guys for the support on the channel. I appreciate it immensely. If you guys like the content, if you like the video series, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And if you are a subscriber, think about hitting that bell button to get alerts and updates on all new content posted on the channel. Today I thought I would dive into the portfolio and do another update portfolio with regards to the overall stock holdings. As you guys know, I like to do one or two of these videos per month, just giving you guys an idea what's in the portfolio, what I'm doing with the portfolio, any major sell-offs, acquisitions, and then for this video, I'll be highlighting stocks that I do some day and swing trading with. I know that's been a very common comment on the comment threads, wanting to know exactly what I do my day and swing trading with. So I'll highlight some of the stocks that I've done day and swing trading with in the past, as well as what I'm doing currently. So having said all that, let's jump into the portfolio. If you guys remember, I tried to go through each of the stocks in an organized fashion, essentially have them all segmented as to market segment. On top, I have my ETFs, healthcare below that, industrial, so on and so forth. And I'll kind of highlight that as I go through the portfolio, just to give you an idea of what's in the portfolio and what's in each market segment. So having said that, you can see the portfolio here over the last week. Been doing rather well, I would say. It's up 1.87%, 23.85.53. Now pushing the total value of the portfolio over 130,000, 132.34.96. As we scroll down here, we can see up top first are my high dividend yielding ETFs. And a lot of these stocks I don't have large holdings in. There's been a very common comment thread about that as well. Why do I only hold one share of a stock? Well, when I initially open this Robinhood portfolio, the whole idea was to learn about investing, learn about buying and selling individual stocks. Before opening this portfolio, all I really did was fund mutual funds, 401k, Roth IRA, so on and so forth. Really wasn't doing any hands-on buying and selling of stocks. I wanted to get a very broad market representation. That's why you see there's a lot of stocks that only have one share, just because I wanted to buy broadly. And then the stocks you do see that are 26 shares, for example, SPHD, or 31 shares, ABBV, AV Incorporated. These are the stocks that I'm putting more money into, averaging down, or stocks that I think will be very good longer-term buy and hold plays. And also there are a few stocks that have some shares in, some capital in, that I'm simply holding for swing trades. And I'll kind of highlight that as we go through the portfolio here. So up on top, I have my high dividend yielding ETFs. First, starting with DVY. Let's kind of change over to this perspective here. So an iShares Select Dividend ETF. Second one is SCHD. And on the bottom there, you can see how many shares I hold as well as equity value. SDY, SPHD, one of my favorite dividend stocks because this is a high dividend, low volatility ETF that has a monthly dividend payment. If we go to the bottom here, you can see that nicely here. Every month I'm getting a nice dividend payment. And the yield is fairly good at 3.948. So this is a great long-term buy and hold stock. It's got a great dividend yield, and it's got a monthly dividend, which is great for new investors who may want to jump in and get that little bit extra income per month, kind of show that your investments are working. And then VYM. I have a very large holding of this in my Vanguard account. I only have one share here, really just to kind of track the price of the stock, but this has been doing exceptionally well. You can see 21.7% over the past 1 year. This is really what I have a lot of money in with regards to my retirement account. VYM here, Vanguard Fund, excellent fund. Now switching over to healthcare, first with my pharmaceutical companies, ABBV, and a lot of these companies, well, you can see have been on absolute fire over the last year. You can see AV Incorporated here, and Abbott Laboratories offshoot up to 92.22, up 70.42% over the last year. This has been doing remarkably well. You can see for my portfolio, I'm up 51.19%. Kind of wish I would have put a little bit more capital into ABBV here. LLY, Eli Lilly and Company, up a respectable 18.85%. Not quite as good as the overall market, but still nothing to be disappointed about. 18.85%. Pfizer, one of the first stocks I bought with the Robinhood portfolio. You can see it's up 23.6%. Really did a lot of averaging down on this stock over the past 1 year. You can see I hold 120 shares, 42.64.80 currently. Now I have one of my stocks the speculative play in the portfolio. You can see the very nice return here. One day, over $10,000 return with this particular trade. And you can see it's kind of been going up and down here. It's been kind of trailing back. I sold a few of my shares here. Then as it's kind of come back here, I have been averaging down, setting up a swing trade. The only problem is that a lot of these stocks that I want to hold for the longer term to sell off or a capital gain, I don't really want to do some day and swing trading with those stocks because you have very, very high tax exposure. You're essentially resetting the counter or the ticker for that 1 year tax 1 year tax reduction rate. With Robinhood, it's only a first in, first out. You cannot set up the accounting any other way. I've contacted them on multiple occasions. Unlike my E-Trade account, Vanguard account that has specific tax slots, Robinhood does not do that. It simply sells off the first stock you bought, the first sell. So it's a first in. The first stock that goes in is the first stock that comes out, no matter what. You can't set it in for last in, last out to have a set of stocks that you hold for the longer term to get that nice tax reduction as well as day and swing trading the stock. You can't do that. So that's why I've been holding off doing any more day trading with Portola, day and swing trading with Portola. Abbott Laboratories, like I said, Avi Incorporated is an offshoot. You can see here the very strong performance as well, 47.61%. You can see for my portfolio up 41.51%. Now some healthcare companies, services companies here. Cardinal Health has been suffering over the last 3 months or so, down 11%. Over the last 1 year, it's down 4%. You can see from my portfolio, it's down 15%. If it does get below, I would say $58 or so, I'm going to be averaging down. Otherwise, I'm going to be holding steady with my stocks. Johnson & Johnson, another great performer, 24.96% over the past 1 year. You can see for my portfolio, 23%. Did a little bit of averaging down. Again, wish I would have put more money into this particular stock. And those are my pharmaceutical and healthcare services companies. Now I jump into industrials first with aerospace here. Boeing has got to be one of the best performers in my portfolio, up 94.45% over the last year. And you can see for my portfolio, up 100.16%. So very, very good performance. Unfortunately, only have one share, so it's not having a huge impact on the portfolio, but tremendous growth in Boeing here, BA. Lockheed Martin as well, 33.22%. You can see for my portfolio, up 25.97%. And then we jump into GE here. This is a stock that really is an intriguing play, a contrarian play potentially. Not quite sure this is still going to rebound anytime soon. I was going to jump in sub 20, and I think it did briefly get down to that point this week. Yeah, 1990, 1975. Did not pull the trigger just because I don't really see anything that's going to turn around this company in the short term. I'm probably going to be waiting till $14 or $15. If it hits that, I'm definitely going to put in a significant amount of money. And even if it gets down to maybe 16, 17, 18, I might put some money in. But right now, I think it's just a little bit too risky. Even as a contrarian investment, just too risky. You can see here I just have 10 shares, 201.90. 3M, MMM, another company that's had very, very good performance, 41.91%. Machinery stocks here, Illinois Tool Works, one share, 157.30. A couple of railroad companies here. Again, a lot of these stocks have been performing very, very well, especially the pharmaceutical and industrial stocks. CNI, Canadian National Railroad, up 31.01%. Union Pacific, another railroad company. I think it's been doing okay, not as great as the other one, 35.11%. Again, I only have a couple shares of each of these stocks. International Paper Supply Company here. It's been doing okay. I've been doing some day and swing trading with this company. You can see here it's been offering some pretty good price points to jump in and out of the stocks. I've been doing that over the past few months or so. Haven't really been doing anything recently with that. Here's Dow DuPont. This was a merger between Dow and DuPont. Doing very, very well since the merger. You can see that merger back on August 31st or so. Very, very good for the portfolio. Now I jump into my consumer discretionary. The largest holding by far is Ford here. You can see on the bottom, 4,225 shares, 52.94. You can see over the past 1 week, it's been doing exceptionally well, 2.66%. Last 1 month, 1.16%. But over the last 3 months, 14.11%. Been averaging down. And this is a stock I've done most of my day and swing trading with. However, again, going back to the tax problems, the tax implications of the first in, first out tax accounting method only on Robinhood, I don't want to keep doing the day and swing trading because I keep resetting my stock for long-term capital gains as well as dividends. Each time you day and swing trade a stock, you have not only tax exposure with capital gains, but also dividends as well. You can't get those qualified. So I've kind of not been doing anything with Ford for day and swing trading recently, but unfortunately, it's been having very, very good price points to jump in and out of the stock. I made a lot of money. A lot of the money on the portfolio has been made with swing trading, Ford stock, as well as some day trades. So I might jump back into that, even given the tax negatives from that, just because it's been such a great stock to do day and swing trading with. Another great performer over the last year is GM here, 42.33%. It is coming back a bit. I would say this is probably going to come back another 10-15%. So I'm not going to be jumping into GM, but definitely something I'm going to be looking at forward to jumping into. One electronics company here, Garmin, 59.55, 2 shares, 119.10. Target has been doing very well over the last month or so. You can see 1.14%, 4.27% after a pretty disastrous fall here. But again, Target presents a very good stock for doing some swing trading because you can jump in here, sell, jump in, sell, jump in, sell. Unfortunately, if you were doing any of that trading here, you're going to hold for a little bit longer term. I think it's a great stock. It's a dividend aristocrat. It's got a great dividend yield on the bottom here, 3.7%. Retail is turning around a bit. So I think this is a good stock moving forward. Maybe another contrarian play as it's down 7.43% over last year, and really from 75 all the way down to 52, now 59. Still represents maybe a good contrarian play to jump into. Some restaurant companies here still in consumer discretionary. McDonald's 169.05, another very good stock, 55.12%. Yum Brands, as well as YUMC China, Yum Brands China, very, very good performance as well. And you can see that nice spike up here over the past week or so with a good earnings report. Now I jump into my textile companies, VFC, very good company. I jumped in initially to do some day and swing trading. You can see the dividend yield 2.868, but it's been performing very, very well, 34.02%. I think I jumped in right around here or so when it kind of bottomed out. It's kind of peaking up here. May try to sell off a few of the stocks, looking for a little bit of a pullback over the next month or so. Now I jump into consumer staples. First, agriculture, ADM, Archer Daniels Dominion, 2 shares, 79.56. Foodstuffs, SYY, Cisco, a few household goods, CL, Colgate, Kimberly Clark, KMB. Now I jump into packaged goods, Procter & Gamble, Hershey, KHC as well, HSY here, Hershey, 105.92. Kraft Foods, KHC, 6 shares, 468, and Procter & Gamble, 6 shares, 520.05. Some beverage companies here, BUD, Bud, Anheuser-Busch, 1 share, 121.73. KO, Coca-Cola, 3 shares, as well as PepsiCo, PEP, 4 shares, 440.88. Now I jump into financials here, first starting off with BOFI, Bank of the Internet. One of the first stocks I bought with the portfolio. Been doing very, very nicely. You can see my average cost there, $23.76. I've done a lot of day and swing trading with this, so really my average cost is around $18 for this stock. But again, because of the way Robinhood does the accounting, first in, first out, the average cost is the last stocks that I bought. Although with my accounting on my spreadsheet, I kind of consider those stocks I've bought first still in the portfolio. So really, you see the total return 11.46%, but really it's around 30% or so. Great stock that I've been doing a lot of day and swing trading with. HBAN Huntington Bank shares here, 1378, 4 shares, 55.12. Then I have a couple more here, Morgan Stanley MS and WFC Wells Fargo and Company. I have one insurance company, ORI. Kind of a good performance here initially over the last 1 year, and then kind of just been struggling a bit to make any progress here. But it's got a great dividend yield on the bottom there, 3.497%. Now I jump into IT information technology. First with IBM here, 151.89, 1 share. Then Apple Incorporated, very interesting stock. I'm not quite sure what the iPhone X is going to be doing with the price of stock, but you can see here it's been on absolute fire, 60.84%. You can see for my portfolio, up 58.4%. Moving on here, AMD, another stock I've done a lot of day and swing trading with. It's come back quite considerably here. You can see that here. It's probably going to bottom out here. You can see right here. So I might be jumping back into the stock for a little bit of a swing trade. You can see 975, 10 or so. And then again, 1080, 1090. So this might be a great point to jump back into the stock here. Intel has been on fire as well. 41.18%, but over the last 3 months here, 27.26%. Tremendous performance, 17.24 over the past 1 month. I have 13 shares. Been doing a little bit of averaging down here when it was dropping. And then over the last few months or so, year, just been kind of following along. Microsoft, MSFT here, 1 share, 84.01. Now I jump into telecoms here, AT&T. You can see on the bottom there, a very large holding. Doing a lot of day and swing trading with AT&T. And you can see, where's the chart? Here, this chart here was presenting some good buy points, sell points. Unfortunately, it's been trending back a bit. I've been averaging down just because of the great dividend here, 4.538%. Again, the total return there, negative 5.89%, is not accurate just because of the accounting. Been doing a lot of day and swing trading with this stock, but I also have a large proportion I'm holding longer term as well for the dividend. Verizon, I did a dividend capture with Verizon, got in and out with about, I believe it was a $60 or so dividend capture. Let's go to the bottom and kind of check that. $54 dividend capture with about a $60 swing trade on top of that. So very good play with Verizon. Jumping into energy here, one stock, XOM, ExxonMobil. Utilities, a few companies here, CNP, CenterPoint Energy. A lot of these companies across the board have performed very well over the past year. Consolidated Edison, ED, and Southern Esso, a stock that's been on fire of recent. You can see last 1 month here, 6.72%, 3 months, 8.79%. Probably will sell off some of these shares. Don't like Southern moving forward, to be quite honest. Then I jump into some of my real estate investment trust. Apple Hospitality REIT is a stock I've been doing a lot of dividend capture with. It's held its price. You can see here it's been presenting very good price points to get in, capture the stock, and then get out of the stock. You can see it's a great dividend capture stock because it's got a great dividend yield, 6.006%, and it pays out monthly, which is excellent. It's awesome. FRT, one of the initial investments in the portfolio, has not done well. Should have sold off. I bought right at this point here, unfortunately. So, would not recommend getting into the stock. This only has a quarterly dividend, and the dividend yield is not that great, 2.702%. Realty Income, another great dividend aristocrat stock, 4.181%. This is a stock I'm holding longer term, 12 shares, 662. STAG, Stag Incorporated. This was actually stock mentioned by a viewer, jumped into the stock, and since that time it's been on fire here, up 39.09%. So very, very excellent stock holding and moving forward with that. Then I have some closed-end funds, business development companies here, GOF, Guggenheim, PCM Fund, PSEC. This is the stock I just put out a video out. Jumped into a swing trade, and then you can see here, let's go to the 1 week graph here. It's dropped 6.14% since I did that, so lost quite a bit of money. And the total return here is more or less accurate, down 7.4%, 839.28. I hope that turns around a bit. Was hoping it would kind of rally around $6. That did not happen. Right around that point, it just kind of dropped off here. So, not a great trade. Emotional trade I made with this stock. Trying to make something happen, forcing a trade. Not a great trade. So, I'll keep you guys updated on PSEC here. Then rounding out the portfolio, just a few more stocks. Don't have a lot of capital. PTY, YYY. This is actually a great ETF. Pays out a monthly dividend, a 9.677% dividend. And this is actually an ETF of closed-end funds. So, it's an ETF of things like PTY with a dividend yield, I think, around 12%. PSEC here, around 12%. Yeah, 12.31. PCM, dividend around 6.6%. GOF, Guggenheim. For some of these, for whatever reason, Robinhood is resetting the dividend yield, but these all have 9 to 12% dividend yields. A lot of them have 10 plus. BHK, BlackRock Core Bond Trust, one of the first stocks I bought with the portfolio. Just keeping it around. Not quite sure. Just one of the first stocks I bought. And then a few stocks here. BAC plus B. put out a video talking about warrants, that some of the warrants are no longer being able to be traded on Robinhood. Did one about MARA as well. For whatever reason, it's now tradable again. For a small amount of time there, it was untradable. Not quite sure what happened. You can see the total return there, 12.73%, which doesn't make a lot of sense because I bought this for about 50 cents. Equity value is 144. And then ACERW here, another warrant, but it's tradable. So not quite sure what's going on with Robinhood here. They said they're not going to trade warrants, and then some of them have become untradeable while others are still tradable. Not quite sure what's going on. And another one of my stocks that I first got into here, SDR, just keeping this as one of the first stocks I jumped into. And LB here, this is a stock I've been doing a lot of day and swing trading with. So I kind of want to highlight some of these stocks I've been doing a lot of day and swing trading with. Don't have a current holding of this, but LB, EFX, Equifax, BX, the Blackstone Group, Tesla, and Hasbro here. Some of the stocks I've just been doing a little bit of day and swing trading with. So that is the portfolio. Please let me know what you guys think of the portfolio. If there's stocks you would add to the portfolio, different types of investments you'd get into. The allocation is pretty heavy and forward right now. I like that moving forward just because of the dividend. And like I said, I was doing a lot of day and swing trading, but I probably will transfer some of that to other stocks. I think especially the technology stocks. I think I've missed out on some returns just by not jumping in when those stocks were kind of depressed there. They are kind of rebounding, but I do believe there's going to be a correction. I'm keeping about $25,000 or so in cash. Once there's a correction, I'm going to start averaging down a lot of the stocks you see in the portfolio here. So that is the portfolio. Not to make it too long, I'll kind of end it here. Again, if you guys have any good additions, anything you would take out of the portfolio, please let me know. Always interested to see your guys' perspectives, and let me know what you guys are doing with your portfolios. Are you doing more dividend capture, long-term buy and hold, day and swing trading stocks like I am? Maybe you're jumping into other more risky investments, or some of the investments that don't have dividend yields like Google and Amazon and Facebook, those types of investments. Been thinking about doing that, but I kind of like the dividend yield. I'm more of a conservative investor with blue stocks, with a few stocks I do day and swing trading with. So that is the portfolio. Please let me know your perspective. And kind of with that, I'll end the video. As always, if you guys enjoy my videos, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Immensely appreciate all the support on the channel. Definitely appreciate it. Again, if you guys have any great video advice for me, any good stocks that you're trading, anything to take a look at, please let me know. Always looking for new video ideas and new stocks to jump into. So kind of with that, I'll end the video, and we'll see you guys next time.